Welcome to any meeting. Your line is now unmuted.
What's going on, David? How you doing? How's it going? Nah, it's been good. Can't complain. How's everything else going for you? Yeah. Where's the data you wanted to clean? Do you want that clean or no? When do you want to upload it? Did I send you the information on that or no? Oh, man, okay, that'd be good. All right. $50,000 per day. Why? Oh, all right. All right. Well, it doesn't I'll just break it up in 3 files. Was what, $1.5 million? I just take 5,000 per file. If you can't, just let me know, and then I will get it to work. No, you don't want to do that. Do you have this program? Well, this program probably would do it for you. It's free too. You can try and look at it. Try this program called List Motor. Yeah, it should work for you, and that'll break your file apart for sure. What kind of computer are you working on? Oh, I don't know if it'll work on a Mac. You could try it though. You like working on the Mac? Yeah. I'll be darned. It's that good. Huh. Or you could try this program called yeah, this one might work better for you. Opt-in List Manager. Opt-in List Manager. That one should work for you. Now, why can't I change this preference here to make it a PDF? How do you make a Word file into PDF? Oh, might work. I don't know. Think it would save it as a PDF? What? Let's see if it works. What's that? Let's see if this one works. Hey Bob, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, Alan.
All right, good. Rename. Try that. See if it works. It did change it, so let's see if it works. It's an error in there. No, it won't do it. I gotta go without it, I guess. Anyway, I'm trying to tell this guy's program I can't use it if it doesn't show me anything. Feeling any better, Bobby?
Yeah, I feel a little better today.
Good. All right. Hey, Mason, are you there? Mason, are you there? I can see you there, but I don't hear you speaking. You must be on mute. Yeah, I think you're there now. You there, Mason? No.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, Alan?
Is that you?
This is Mason.
All right, cool. All right, hang in there.
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Everybody can hear you now. Anyway, I don't have your. I can't get that presentation to load properly. Unless you have.
Do you need... Yeah, I can convert it to PDF for you if you like.
All right, if you do that, then I'll bring it up.
Sure.
Okay, great.
Give me 1 sec.
Dick, how you doing, man?
How do you want to...
All right.
Do you want me to share my screen to kind of go over some of the different scenarios?
If you can, if you could do that, that would be good.
Sure, okay.
That'd be awesome. And then I don't have to load it. And then I can mail it out.
Good morning, good evening. Ross here.
How you doing, Ross?
Hey, Alan. Good.
How's everything?
Awesome.
Okay.
How about you?
Good, good, good.
Hey, everyone else.
So I'm just gonna convert this really quick, and then shooting it your way.
Take your time.
No problem. Is Alex on?
What?
Is Alex on the phone?
Let me see. No. Do you need him?
No. Well, I just wanted him to kind of listen in and
Oh, okay.
kind of do technology a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
So
I think he was driving somewhere, wasn't he?
I'm not sure. He Skyped me a couple minutes ago and said he was coming on.
All right. Here.
So are we waiting? How many more people are we waiting for?
Wait a few more. Just a few more minutes. Let me get this thing uploaded. All right. And Belly, how are you?
Well, Alan, how are you doing?
All right.
Good.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's starting to work for you. It'll be all right.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
this by far isn't the entire system. I'm still writing the manual workup, but
That's all
kind of
right.
give an idea of the different screens that I go through.
All right. We got to wait a few minutes and everybody will be here.
Sure.
Your line is now
How do
muted.
you change the presenter, or do I need to do like a login sesh?
Are you not there I made you a presenter.
No, I don't see that.
All right, just tell me when you change the screen. I'll just change it. How's that? Can you see the screen?
No, one sec. I'm gonna come back. Okay, I see your screen.
All right. Are you able to move the screen? You should be able to.
I see the slide 1, 2. Is that
Okay, you just moved it.
okay? Can you bring up a web browser?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's, I guess now I get what you're saying. I thought we could go through a live scenario of the technology as well.
I don't think this can do that. I really don't. I've never seen that.
I have a join.me.
You what?
Do you I have a join.me session. If you guys wanted to go there and log in and view my screen.
No, you can screen share here as well.
We can?
Yep.
Oh. Oh, he can. Yeah, he can. That's right.
Yeah. You just have to make him presenter, I think.
I did. Here, you can screen share your screen, Mason.
I can. All right. 1 second. Let me just. Share. Actually, I have to install it, so let me let's do that real quick. So, okay. How's the weather up there?
Well, everybody's got different weather. Some in Australia is summertime.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
So you're all
Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize that. Okay. So it's installed. Do I have to restart the session?
You can. can see it.
Can you see?
Everybody can see your screen.
Okay.
Good
You
idea.
can see this? You can see my screen there?
Everyone can see your screen.
Okay. So you can see what's going on right now.
Yeah, everybody can
Okay.
see it.
All right. So, Alan, you kind of want to,
Let me
when you're
start.
ready.
Okay, everybody, this is Mason. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. He runs a data process. He has data for marketing purposes. He's got the latest software for you guys to look at as far as how he gets his data and what he does with that data and how you can move that data around. He'll show you from this presentation what to do and what not to do. Oh, he'll basically explain everything to you from A to Z. Mason is in Florida, in the Fort Lauderdale area. Actually, Light Point, Florida. It's a good, very nice area. Anyway, I'd like to give him a warm welcome, and anybody have any questions for him at the end of the interview, we can talk to him. Okay, Mason, take over.
Nice to meet everybody. So Alan kind of gave me a brief overview of, you guys are getting into mailing, and we may have some synergies for you as far as being able to post data in a real-time scenario to different types of mailers and different types of data sets. So I've developed a technology for lead aggregation and data mining in a real-time scenario. So basically what you're seeing is today's data in my main system that's coming into your various networks. So far today, there's been 577,000 records that have come into the system, and that's from over 700 different URLs that we're managing. So this is how we get our data in, and we kind of validate it by what type of data is coming in. And from here, you can pretty much distribute the data out to any type of mailer solution that you're working with. So you have daily counts for each data set that's coming in, hourly rates and stuff like that. Alan, do you want me to get into that type of stuff, or this is more of a data call?
No, do what you do. Do exactly what you do.
Okay, so I'm assuming everybody here is familiar with data, large quantities of data, being able to monetize data in different facets. So basically,
they're not. So explain that to them.
Okay, so these are all my different mailers. So basically, Waypoint is a hub for data coming in and this distribution based on different technical values to different mailers and monetizers. So I'm just going to show you, these are all my client base right now, all the clients that I'm actually posting to. And these are all either mailers or monetizers or different networks. And each one of these clients...
Mason, explain to them what a mailer is and what you do with that so they understand.
Okay, so a mailer will take this data, basically comes to me and says, oh, I'm looking for these specific URLs in these specific states or these specific genders or whatever type of data set that they're looking for. So I'll look in my database and see if I have the criteria that fits their needs. And if they do, because they want to mail either a CPM offer or a debt offer, or whatever it is they're looking to mail, they're looking for a specific type of data set for that. So basically, all these clients here are specific to the type of data they need. So this client's looking for retail URLs, so that's what they're getting on a daily basis. They're getting it in real time, and I'm posting to their technology based on the criteria that they gave me, whether it be certain states, certain types of gender, certain date of births, whatever it is. And from there, they actually mail the data from their platform based on the data that I'm sending them. But I think Jeff said there's no sound.
I can hear him. Can everybody else hear him?
Yep.
Everybody else can hear him except you, Jeff.
Okay. So basically, this is the engine for a distribution platform to either mail, because actually we have mailing capabilities in the system, but mostly what we do is a lot of mailers will take this type of white labeled solution and use it for their own, so they can aggregate their own data based on what they're mailing at the time, and they can start to monetize it based on the data sets that are coming in. So if you have specific URLs that are credit specific or debt specific, or somebody's looking for subprime, you would know you want to probably mail that sort of offer to them. So that's how you can kind of manage the data that's coming in. So it's from a perspective of a mailer taking data or using the system to be able to monetize the data. If you have different publishers and networks that are looking to post data to you, it's as easy as saying, okay, I'm going to set up a new posting instruction for them to put data into my system in order for me to mail. So it's as easy as actually clicking on this, creating the posting instructions or a new source. Say this data of this publisher was going to post to you hold on one second. I think I just locked up on your screen.
You're locked up on my screen?
Yeah, it's just okay. So the vendor would be publisher X that you made a deal with to send you data to send, so you can start mailing and monetizing that data. And this particular data was subprime mortgage. You'd set it up like that. You'd set any rate that they were charging you. Any duplicate checks that you wanted to put in. Most people don't put them in because they could do them within the mailer. And just hit save. So once you hit that, you would create a posting spec for you to give to your publisher. You'd open the posting instructions, and you just send this to the actual publisher that's sending you data. They would know what this means. It's just a posting string with posting instructions for an HTTP or GET post into the system. So once that is done, the publisher sends a test post, you verify the leads coming in your inventory, and then from there you can tell them, okay, I'm ready to go. As far as you could do this times if you have 100 different publishers. I happen to have about 86 publishers that post data to me on a daily basis, so it's a really good way of being able to manage the data that's coming in on a per publisher basis. So this is the actual records coming in. There's 577,000 today, all the different types. This is who it actually went to, which is the campaign, based on the criteria of the actual client. So that's where the lead actually went in real time. So in a scenario, if you are mailing, the data actually would either post in real time to your mailer, or you would just hit the export key, export it into a CSV file, and then upload it into your mailer and start mailing like that. So that's how you get your inventory. This is all the data sources that you create here, which are kind of buckets of data that you create, are actually really your inventory. When you go to check on your data and export, it'll be right here. So anything you create there ends up here. Does everybody have that so far? Or any questions?
If a mailer, like one of our people in our group here, wants to mail debt offers.
Yes.
Okay, what do they have to do?
So I'll give you a scenario right here. So right here, here's one of my publishers, Co-Reg Credit, Finance. So I would say, okay, I want to pick one of these offers here. I'm going to pick a credit, or actual data sets, credit and finance. I want to search for today's data.
Mason, you know, we're recording this, so if you want, I can send this on to Alex, because he
Sure,
can't get in.
that'd be
He
great.
can't get
Thank
in.
you. So while since there's probably a lot of data from today, it's going to take a minute to query the database, but now you know all the data that's coming into those two boxes are going to be specific to mortgage and finance, because those are the ones I picked, and those are the publishers that are sending into that. A publisher means somebody who's publishing data to post to you. So somebody who's generating the data by SEO, SEM, banner ads, that's collecting a large scale of data, and they're publishing the data to you. So that's what a publisher is. So now that's how many records are found. You're going to export the data.
How many records are found?
Yeah, just today, and those 22,782.
Okay.
I'm just going off of today's stuff.
All right.
So into a CSV, and there's your data. So that's those are the records. And if you go into the post URL, you'll see that they're creditreport.com and all pretty much finance and mortgage. Those are the ones I picked. So it's really going to be depending on what deal you make. I mean, I actually am a data provider as well. So if you guys told me, hey, we're looking to mail a specific type of vertical or offer, I could help you as far as picking out the URLs that I feel might work for you. So that's how it goes. Here's the email address. You have all the information. You have their opt-in dates, their lead IP, and boom, you save it, import it. Or unless you could take it in real time as an API to your mailer, then we would talk about mapping fields in a real-time drip marketing scenario. So are you familiar with that, with APIs and stuff?
Yeah, we are. We have it.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
All right. So in a real-time scenario, if somebody was looking for, I'll give you an example. This company only wants Yahoo-based emails. So I have a filter set up for any one of the feeds that come in, but they have to only have a Yahoo-based email address, or else it won't send it to them. So I'll give you an example here. These are actually campaigns that are sending today. The filters is where I set up the filter for this particular campaign based on the specs. They only want to have an email address contains these domains. So anything that equals these post URLs that are coming in and has Yahoo, YML, Rocket Milk, FBC will be posted to in real time to this client. And you can go down the list and say, I also want to be in the city of Manhattan, and I only want females to be there. So you can really drill down into the data set that you're looking to mail. So basically, in a real-time scenario, like what I'm saying is, this is a posting mapping field. This is a campaign that you're setting up, and you could just say this may be one of. Just say you have an API that you're looking to send directly to your mailer. That you would have a destination post URL, which this is the actual post URL, and you would have the amount of records per day that you wanted that campaign to reach until it stops sending data to that campaign. You can have a start and end time filter and a campaign max. It would just round robin daily until it hit this max here. You can filter by zip. Sure.
When you do your API and say it integrates into our mailing system for real-time mail, I mean,
yeah.
That way it's coming in from your system to our system to mail out.
Yeah.
The question I have is that data is not cleaned, and if it hits some spam traps, and you have no control over that, spam traps or buttons.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's That's right. And you know, some of the mailers that we're sending to, we have at the API, they have installed or something that they validate it, and they don't let it into the network unless it validates in real time.
Okay.
So
In other words,
we're going to build that eventually.
you're going to
We're
build
looking
it. All right. Okay.
at our capture, yeah. So we're probably not going to allow data that comes in unless it hits a certain score on our from the data from the software we build onto Waypoint. So, but until then, yeah, you're right. I would say for sure to cleanse the data in a raw scenario. So if this campaign was for a particular CPM or something, or you only wanted to target, 3,000 zip codes, you just put your zip codes there, and it would only filter the data that came in. It would only send to those zip codes that equaled that, or you could suppress it. Say you didn't want those zip codes, it would be you just check the suppress. Same thing goes for states. You can just uncheck or check the states that you want the campaigns to get data to. And this is where you actually map your data fields. So this pretty much takes the curl post that you send out, the URL encoded, and this would be the client email API variable, and here is our mapping within the system. So their email equals our email, and that's how easy I've made it to just integrate with somebody. Just literally copy and paste the posting variables here and the value of our system. And any static value that you need to pass in the string would, for instance, this would be static value and this would pass every time. So the remote system would know that this is coming in. And that's pretty much all about getting integrated with a client or a mailer or in a real-time scenario. So I don't think I went over the delivery methods, and that's you have HTTP post and GET, which are different string values when you're posting. Most mailers and APIs are either GET or post. Some of them are XML, which is kind of a pain to get integrated with them. The exclusivity, say you wanted a record to come in, and you wanted to mail it, and you wanted to send it to one of your mailing partners or somebody else to monetize as well. This is where you can set if that record that meets this criteria of this campaign is either going to be exclusive or shared with the other people in that you set campaigns up that meet the same criteria as this campaign. So in a real-time scenario, if you're mailing it for a specific offer, you want to send it to another one of your mailers that you're working with to send a different offer, and you want to send it to a network for them to monetize, you could do that all completely automated. As the data is coming in, it would go out per each campaign's posting specs. And that's pretty much the actual outgoing and mapping fields. I went over inventory a little bit, just to say these are the data sets that you create in sources and incoming. And just think of sources as just incoming data, and that's pretty much what it is. So you're setting up all these different incoming variances of data that you want to come in. This is the count of data that's in each one of these data sets that I set up. And if you wanted, you could just click on it and view the data from here. But as soon as you start building your infrastructure, it really becomes important to have a system that you can catalog your data, be able to manipulate it and manage it in a real-time scenario. Because if you're doing things in just CSV files, and I'm a mailer for 5 years, it really turns into a pain in the ass. So we have all kinds of CSV files. You're trying to catalog them correctly in folders and directories, and it really gets to be a pain in the ass, especially for duping issues. And so when you start getting into it, you really want to have something to be able to manage in one place and just point and click to be able to grab something. If you wanted to mail something that was from age data that you're collecting, you could just say, okay, well, I want to see This URL from the first, I mean, you can go as far back as you want. I'm just going to use this for argument's sake. So from 3.1 to 3.2, you could just pull this data and upload it to your mailer, or you can post it to, these are all your live campaigns that I've set up when I showed you in customers. So you say you wanted to just push this data over to a specific campaign or client, or your own mailer. So you could just say, okay, I want to select this client and I want to assign all leads. So every lead that hit the query, which was 71,662, was assigned to that posting spec in a batch post. Do you have any questions on this? Okay, so.
Well, I got a question for you. When your data comes in and your data goes out, how many people are sourcing for the same data?
Well, that just depends on your publisher. I have private publishers myself that will source to me and maybe 2 other people, and direct mailers. It depends on what type of contracts you get with people and really who you know in the industry. So it really depends. Like, so all these different sources of data, some of them are really subprime stuff that somebody's just sending it out to everybody to try to monetize and get what they can get back.
Yeah, well, that's my point.
Yes.
So here's my question. I'll ask a question
Sure.
for my group. If they're getting data from you,
yeah.
Let me ask a question. Can they joint venture with you on data, or do they just have to buy it from you?
No, so yeah, I'm right now I'm working with mailers. We do rev shares and JVs with, and the contracts that I have with my larger publishers, we're set for a rev share with them as well. So they don't, you wouldn't be required to purchase data. And obviously to get going, we'd help you as much as possible to get the right type of data for the kind of campaigns you're looking to mail, and kind of go over some analytics with you based on the numbers you're receiving back, and kind of monitor the campaign.
See, our software is geared to mail to different strategies to different ISPs. Example, it'll mail one way to Yahoo. It'll take a different group of mail. Unlike different mailers that you've seen in the past, Mason, this will mail to AOL separately. It will mail to Gmail.
Wow.
Gmail's harder to get into, but Gmail and then Hotmail. So you can, and then it's got general's more general, and so you're taking a shot at that delivery on a strategy that will not. Okay. So that's what we're doing.
What would you say your best inbox rate ESP is?
Well, that's a good question, because we have. I would say we're not inboxing Yahoo at all, but I will say by tomorrow, as soon as these guys get off their rear ends, that our people are putting our IPs in, we'll be able to inbox AOL in a heartbeat, and we'll also be able to inbox, or very, very close to doing Hotmail at the same time.
Wow.
That's what I'm going after, Hotmail and AOL. The last stick on the tree, as far as I'm concerned, is Gmail, and I've been talking to developers for the last 3 days now, even Sunday and Saturday, pertaining to IPv6, and they're saying that IPv6 is able to penetrate Gmail with some good results. So I'm waiting for a test. I'm waiting for a test tomorrow to see if it's true, and if it is, then I talked to our developer on our system that we're using, and he said that he could develop it on this system also. So we'll see. But I'm thinking that IPv6 is an abundance of IPs anyway. They have lots of them out there. And so Gmail is a decent domain to mail to, and I'm thinking if IPv6 can work, you can nail them both with one stone.
sure. I mean, for sure. You just probably have to configure your mail config to be able to accommodate IP6. Right?
That's right. That's right. Right now it doesn't, but you're right.
Yeah.
So, the question I had for you earlier was, and I'll restate it again, was that you have data coming in every day. Do you have any idea how many different people do you have working we're mailing your data at this time? Do you have any idea?
So basically, these are all my actual, for Waypoint itself, the company, these are all monetizers. They're not all taking data from the same sets. They're taking, one of these could be just one URL out of the 700 and something I'm doing. So basically, so yeah, I would say so. There's 30 monetizers monetizing specific data types, but by no means are they all doing the same, all getting the same data at the same time.
Well, I guess it really wouldn't matter as long as they're able to deliver the mail and to get the offers straightened out. Get the best converting offers, and that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is a health feed I have coming in, and I have 5 people taking this in real time. Some are call centers, some are mailers, some do CPMs, and actually some of these guys do direct mail. So, not everything I send out gets utilized specifically for mailing. So that's another thing I should bring up. So, all right, I'm just going to go over this as well here. So I skipped over the actual sources as data is coming in. So I want to see a list of all the URLs that I'm getting in. So I would export my source list, and this will give me a rolling total of all the URLs, the daily and monthly averages of every URL that's coming in. So this is a total of everything that's going in right now. Daily. See, obviously there's some URLs that come in that have barely anything, but start to get down here. Let me sort this by daily average. So this is what I'll give this to a mailer, and I'll say, okay, here's our portfolio of URLs that we're getting in. This is the daily average and how many total this month so far we've received for each one of the URLs. So a lot of the larger mailers will, highlight specific URLs that they want to try, and give it to me along with posting instructions. I set up the posting instructions and the URL, and they're off in a couple of minutes. I can start getting them data. So if you had a network of mailers that you were mailing for you, or you had a network that you wanted to send data to, this is how you would actually show them the type of data sets you have coming in from your publishers without giving up who they are or anything. You just give you the URLs, the daily counts, the daily and monthly counts that we're receiving on average. So that's so I got that. All right. So next, I'm going to go through. The accounting is really for list management and revenue. It's kind of nothing to do with mailing as a whole, but say you have, these are your mailers, and they report back to you a certain revenue number. So this guy says, I made $2,000 this month, and this guy says he made $1,500. So this gives you, when you save it and go into the commissions, it gives you a total of the data that they received, and it breaks it down by publisher, so you don't have to do the math and figure out, well, this person got 30% of the data of this one, this person got 20%, and it will tell you the commission to give that actual publisher. But if you're reporting back to yourself, I mean, I guess you could use this for your own type of scenario, but usually if you're getting data from a specific publisher, you're giving them a certain percentage of what you make, either gross or net, and that's kind of it. This is kind of on a larger scale how you would kind of utilize something like that.
I got a question for you. And we have not rehearsed this question. I'll just ask you the question. What is the highest amount of money your highest mailer makes per month? Do you have any idea?
Probably
Revenue.
around, probably like 700 a month.
Just $700 a month?
No, 700,000 a month.
That's what I thought.
And that's, but these are obviously, it's not one particular mailer. You know, any of the guys that are really good, they're pretty much underground, like mailing Yahoo. They really don't, they pretty much keep to themselves. They'll drop one month, they'll make a couple 100,000 on one drop, and that's kind of how they do things. But
they're not doing a real mailer. They're doing they're not using a compliant mailer.
Yeah, they're just kind of black hat guys. I try not to associate with those kind of people, but obviously you know them from being in the industry.
Yeah.
Hence the dark mailer days. But
you're right.
So as far as like,
so what I want to do, I want to dispel any illusions of anybody not understanding that there's money to be made in this business if the mail is being delivered properly.
Tons of money. So, you know, you really have to put the time in and learn, you know, the whole, what Alan's teaching you, you have the whole feedback loops and get your IPs whitelisted. And once you get to that threshold, you know, you easily, and that's how I started my company as a mailer. I was, you know, I've pretty much started from the ground up on this, and I started email marketing for different offers, and then I built this technology because I never could see the lead, so it was just a pixel inside of a page. So I wanted to be able to aggregate the data so I can use it later to kind of work on other campaigns. So that's how my entire company started, from just mailing slow. I started, you know, getting the feedback loops and stuff like that, and you know, things happen fairly quick if you have the right mix of tools to play with. But that's it. You have to have the right.
Wait, just a minute. Let me give you some real strong congratulations. This guy was flat broke not that long ago.
In other words, yeah.
No, it's the truth. Sure. He was flat broke not that long ago.
No. My company is just over 4.5 years old. Yeah, I went through some crazy times. I'm actually a trader and trade the stock market. I got hit in the 2003-4. The whole crash happened. I lost a lot of money. Went through a lot of psychological things, and you know, so it's. I'm the first one to know and tell you. If you put the work in, you'll definitely you can see rewards, but you have to have the right source of tools to do it. And I think Alan's got a good mix that he brings to the table with you guys. So moving along here, it's pretty much almost these are actual users that are within the system, and you can give them access rights to specific things. If you had say you had managers that were managing your data, you didn't want them to see certain things, so you would just pretty much uncheck what you did. If you didn't want them to download data or view specific elements here, you would just uncheck that, and they would only see what you wanted to. Mailing templates. This is one thing that I was telling you, Alan, that I'm in the works of building right now. It's working, but you have to use a relay from a remote SMTP server or mail. So these are the actual offers I have in here. I mean, you can set up hundreds if you want. And basically, this is set up for JIT marketing. So Yaz lawsuit injury, for instance. Once I set up my config to send mail out through a different server, see the SMTP outgoing, I don't have my own Class C. We're working on it. And once I do that, we'll be able to talk about this being a full mailing solution. But for now, you would actually set up a relay here the mail server name, the port, and the SMTP password. Once that's set up, you could set up these email templates that automatically would route out as the data is coming in. So these are the names I said: Classic 2, Craig Sample, Darren PD. All these are campaigns that I've come up with. So you can put whatever you want in here. Just throw HTML in or edit it however you like. As the data is coming in, and this will be ready really soon. So say a publisher is posting payday data, so which is is subprime. So it's in the edit here, you would just check this box here, newsletter, and the mailing template that you wanted this particular data set to mail as the data is coming in. And as soon as the mail comes in that meets this actual source of data, this will respond to the person's email address and first name, last name, and customize the email however you'd like it. So the good part about this is, say you have, just think about how many emails a second dynamically I could send out based on picking, all right, this is another page, but I want this newsletter that comes in to be this template. I want this to be a discount medical supply route. So you could send out 50 different emails per second based upon how the data is coming in sources. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about maybe bridging this somehow, because I have the actual logic to do all this stuff. Now I need to work on the actual delivery method.
Yeah, we can talk about this.
So that's basically, in a nutshell, what this technology does. I mean, there's definitely a lot more to learn, but as far as it's kind of the satellite overview of the technology, this is a complete web-based solution. You could be anywhere utilizing this. I've been in Vail skiing and sent leads out and uploaded stuff while I'm on the gondola. So you could do things like that. There's no limits to where you can be. It works good on a phone, and it's something I think would work if you guys are seriously doing this. And I can help you. Some of my staff can help you, and we can at least start getting you guys some data to test out.
No, data. I mean, data is the key to our business. Everybody knows that.
Of course. So,
what is the missing moment in the data cleaning process?
I can't see his full.
No, the question was from Ross. It says, so what is missing at the moment is the data cleaning process, is what he's asking. You don't have a
correct. So, right. So this is what I'm working on here. So at the actual source level, I'm working on a cleanse where the actual data, before it even makes it into these data sets, will be cleansed based on specific criteria. We're going to do MX probably first and try to get some known spam traps and put it into a database there. So we have to build this. I'm trying to avoid the large cost of utilizing somebody else's technology. But that's right now. I have a little bit of validation. It's not really set for say email. You can actually validate that the format's correct. You can do a zip code for a check to make sure the zip code and the phone number match. And that's really all for validation that I have at this point. But it's in the works.
What is
So
your
if I was,
what is your rev
Sorry.
share? What is your rev share with the person that mails?
so basically, the rev share, I mean, our agreement is usually a 50-50 on the revenue. We provide the data, but it's kind of on a case-by-case basis. So we really get to tailor our contracts based upon certain types of campaigns.
Okay. And the question from Vic is, how do you go about getting publishers to provide data?
That's that's kind of an in the biz type of question.
That's Brett Ford.
Not a lot of people. Well, it's not even that, but a lot of people in this industry are very hush-hush of what they do. So I've been in the business 5 years. I have a pretty decent reputation in the industry, so people know who I am. So it's fairly simple for me to go to a network and say, look, I want to take some of your data to monetize because I have that white-listed type of name. If you get a bad name in this industry, it goes quick. Like, people will know you before you know it. There's definitely a blacklist of people out there that people keep tabs on. But yeah, to answer your question, it's kind of getting to know different people through other people, and really getting to know the actual publishers. I wouldn't say you can call them up and say, look, publisher one, I'm looking to monetize your data. Can we work out a term? I've never had a scenario where that's actually worked. But I'm sure, Alan, you have connects. I can assist in as best I can at putting people together with specific people. Because if you're a good mailer, I could easily shoe you guys into many networks that I have a really good reputation with. We're always looking for
when my group is done by the end of this week, they'll all be good mailers. It's all IPs. That's what it boils down to. It's nothing else but IPs and data.
Oh yeah, of course.
And Belly's asking you, what is your inbox rate for your own personal mailings?
For my mailings, it's specific to. I don't mail Yahoo myself. I rely on people that are.
That's my case. I don't want to even say another word. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I filter. I'll mail general internet. I'm good. I'm pretty good with Hotmail and Gmail. Gmail is really iffy sometimes, but depending on what type of IPs you have and your responsive people that are complaining, as long as that stays under 1% throughout a specific time period, you can get a pretty decent inbox rate. But
did you understand the answer? He said Hotmail and Gmail.
Yeah, those are my two best. Well, I would say Hotmail is my best inbox rate. I don't get many complaints, so I've got a pretty decent reputation with Hotmail and general internet as well.
How about AOL?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I have guys that are pros at AOL than Yahoo, and I kind of leave them to that. And I'd rather focus on what I'm good at and not waste time trying to get this redirect to work correctly or get it to work. So right now, I just would defer the data to a Yahoo mailer or an AOL mailer. I've got a guy who's running Verizon.net. He's a pro at it, and that's all he mails, and he does extremely well doing that.
How about the railroads, the RRs,
the cables?
Yeah, the cables.
That's another one. It's kind of, I would say it's a little bit, they've got a lot of logic built into their infrastructure that's come a long way in the past couple of years, but not impossible. It's definitely, I would say you can't hammer a specific ISP with like 1 million records in an hour, but you'll definitely get burned out. But if you do it slow and steady to some of these different ESPs, it seems to work pretty good.
Does that answer your question, then, Belly? Okay. Anybody else got any questions for him? For Mason?
So this is my version of my technology. This is something that I have data centers that use, call centers, mailers, data brokers. They get their own specific copy of the software. Not a copy of it, but they get their own version on a domain. So when you log in, you would only see your information, this would be your database with all your clients and all your publishers. So I could basically set up a feed to you. If somebody liked the software and they wanted to try it, I could set up feeds to your instance from the main database, and that would actually post the data to you, and that's all you would see is what you requested. You wouldn't see all this data coming in. I can't actually read that. Do you see that sound?
The question is from Kevin from Vancouver. How do we proceed with your contact information?
Alan, Alan, you can set that up. And
okay, I'll take care of that. I'll take care of it.
If you wanted to give them the demo account just so they could play around, there's only like one feed coming in there, but it's demo.waypointsoftware.com. So the screen share is killing me.
The screen sharing?
Well, no, it's like I can't get to the other thing. So that's the actual URL right there. And the username is demo, and the password is demo123. And it's the same exact thing as this, except you don't see all this going on because there's no outgoing data. It's just one source of data coming in. So you're just going to see one bar like this, but it's got everything else. So you can see this entire system as a white labeled solution. Again, you would have your own white labeled solution. You would have your actual banner here. When you go to log in, it would be your banner. You could give this be your hub to actually work out of. So it's kind of how I put it.
Next question for you. Do you have a rough price point for pure data?
For pure data, like just raw options?
You sell your data, yeah.
There's specific types of things that we do. Sometimes we do feed prices of, whatever comes in on a specific type of feed, we charge it for the week or the month. It really depends on the data you're looking to get, what type of data it is. But yeah, we're pretty structured dynamically to accommodate, different size mailers and
Bailey, what I will do, I'll give you the information. You can work it out with any way you want to with Mason. How's that? I think that'd be easier.
Yeah.
Okay, and then here's a question from Kevin from Vancouver. Your Waypoint software uses email relay services to mail. Which relay works best? First of all, relay is not legal.
That's right. What I'm saying by relays, I mean by remote server that's actually relaying the data. So the relay isn't the best way to go, but for now, off of Waypoint, I don't use my in-house IPs to mail with because they're not mailing IPs, and two, I don't want to burn my main servers out because I've got 15 different call centers that are using this technology.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I've got a major network here of things going on. I've got like maybe 2,000 people that rely on the stuff right now. So yeah, right now everything's off-site. This will relay it wherever you want it. So another server, and that server is a mail server, and it's going to take the data in and pass it out. But that's right now. I could give you some relay names. I'm sure Alan may have some different thoughts on that.
I really don't want you guys using relays at this point in time. It's not CAN-SPAM compliant that way. But what he's doing right here is legal. He's sending his data to another server. That's okay. But what I'm saying, you can't mail off a relay to mail in to
yeah, this is my relay. This port here. This is coming to another one of my servers and mailing on a remote server, but it's within the same colo. So that's pretty much see. I think I went over pretty much all the functionalities. There's probably some more fine tuning and filtering data, being able to manage it, and being able to export, import, things like that. But
now he's also developing a mail software. You can probably talk. You can talk to him about that yourself on your own when he's completed with it. But he does. Data is a key, and that's why I brought him in today, so you could talk to him about the way he does it. No one does it the same way he does. I can tell you that. His solution is very sound. There's no one has it the same way.
You really have to manage what you're doing, because if I had all this data coming in through batch files of 700 different URLs, it'd be literally impossible to manage on a daily basis. So this allows you to scale vertically without having to, sit there clicking all day and trying to sort data and do all that. There's, obviously there's some things that need to come out as far as, being able to mail, exporting the data, sending it to your mailers. But for now, just having a central hub for you to be able to just manage the data based on the type of data set that you've set is definitely imperative, I think, in this marketplace for sure.
Okay. Is there anything else you want? I will give the information out on you through my email tonight with the recording of the meeting, Mason, and then these people can contact you either by Skype or by email, however you want to talk to them.
Sure.
And you can go from there.
All right, great. So if nobody has any more questions, thanks for the time. And if anybody needs any other help, I can surely just help them out in any way possible.
Thanks, Mason. We really appreciate your time today. We do.
Sure, no problem. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Let me tell you, that's a straight up guy. He's a very straight up guy. He knows what he's doing, and if you're ever going to do business with one of these type of guys that do this type of work, he's very, very good and reliable and as straight as they come. He's not out for your money. I can tell you that. He's not. Tomorrow we're having another meeting pertaining to IPs and Hotmail. We're going to run Hotmail tomorrow. Pretty sure I'll have that done by tomorrow. I'll have that one done. If Mark ever gets these IPs routed, I think you'll all be happy. You're going to have them for Hotmail, Gmail, and for AOL. So that's what I believe we're going to do, and hopefully it's routed by, hopefully today or tomorrow, anytime. But I will put out a memo on tomorrow's meeting soon, right after this meeting. And then, does anybody have any questions for me today?
Alan Ross here.
Yeah, Ross.
To clarify, if we were to get data through that waypoint system, we could then...
you can negotiate. You can negotiate a better deal. Sure.
Yeah, sure, but if we can get data in a CSV format, then we can then pass it on and put it into SIF Logic, get it cleaned, and then use it in RAD.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, for sure. But I think what you need to talk with him about is what is his best converting verticals. Then you take that to your CPAs or CPMs or whatever you do with it, and go from there. But this is real quick. This is real data coming off a real feed, coming at a real time. And that's pretty fast.
Yeah, no, it is. It's fresh. And the good thing is too, you can choose by like AOL or
yeah, you can, and that I like that. That's a good feature, because in the past you could never do that. You either got this or you got that. I mean, mixed, but you never got them the way you wanted. So that's a good thing. That's a very good feature.
I like it. Thanks.
Anybody else got a question? No? All right, Mbelly. Thank you. So tomorrow we do Hotmail, and we're going to get this guy Jeff, which is Mark's partner, on the call with us tomorrow. So I'll let him go first, and then I'll do Hotmail right after that. Okay. Is everybody else got their IPs warmed up for Yahoo now, and they're starting to move in the right direction? At least that you can start to mail. No, you can't mail Gmail yet, but you will after tomorrow. You're going to get a certain amount of IPs for that, and Hotmail, and for AOL, Jeff. As of right now, you notice what he said, and I'm not. I did not tell him how I feel about it. He said he doesn't mail Yahoo himself. What does that tell you? But he's a mailer himself. He came back. I got back on his feet with mail. So that's got to tell you something. All right, everybody, have a good night, a good day. For you in the other side of the pond, have a great day. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you.